Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 11, episode 5, and today we're back for a big doubleheader in two competitions as promised. First, against mid-table Koln, this one a derby in the quarter-final of the German Cup, a chance for us to really stake a claim at a trophy in our first year. And then secondly, a big trip away to Bayern Munich. We just about lost out on 3 points last time after that awful goalkeeping error back in episode 2, and today we can put it right against what is probably soon to be the champions. But as you can see looking at the table, we're currently in 4th place and we've got a 12-point cushion to Bayer Leverkusen. Now with 11 games to go, you would normally state that's probably safe, we're probably in the top 4. However, we mentioned this in the first half of the year. We had the easy run to start and then we've got all the tough games coming up. So we've still got that into the season, which is Hoffenheim, Leipzig, Bayer Leverkusen and Dortmund. 4 of the last 7 in our final 4 games. We've also got Bayern Munich, Hamburg coming up, all other sides that are right up there. That's a really tough running. We don't want many more like that. So we're going to have to get results against the game off camera against Cologne in the league between these two. And then probably at home to the likes of Berlin and Frankfurt as well. Both mid-table sides this season. And if we want to get in the Champions League next year, they are probably must-win games. But before that, if you are looking forward to today's episode and you've enjoyed our season in Germany so far, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Thank you again for your support on the channel and this series in particular. If you don't want to miss anything, subscribe down below for daily FM20 content. We've also got 2 episodes a week from Cricket 19, our stadium review series every Sunday. And earlier today, of course, I was live streaming again with Burnley, the side we left this summer in the head coach. We continued that on stream as a Youth Academy challenge. So thank you for everyone that came to hang out. Please do join along next Tuesday at the same time, 10 AM if you're available. We'll be having a bit of fun and playing some Football Manager, so if you can come along, I really would appreciate it. You get to interact with everyone, it's definitely the best part of this. A quick thank you also for your support with the podcast channel, which has continued to go insane the last few weeks. So thank you again for your support, your help, and if you want to see more from professional footballers, please do go and check it out. But we're here for 2 big games, so we can't afford to dally about. We've got no sign of a youth intake yet. We've only had a few games off camera. So you were with me last time, of course, as we were back in January for deadline day and then a big cup game at Schalke. And since then, we've had 4 games in the league. So a 1-0 win at home to Augsburg. Pereira got a late goal after 10 men frustrated us for a long time. We won 1-0 away at Freiburg. It was Oliveira who got the goal in that one. And then a comprehensive 3-0 win at home to Stuttgart. Bittel, Seekins and Stark with a goal apiece. Away to Schalke in the Bundesliga though, a 2-2 draw followed. Late on we thought we'd won it after coming from behind. Salih Hassan's goal added to by Kennedy Abeng, the wonder kid. But a late penalty pegged us back and a 2-2 draw we had to settle for. So Schalke coming back into contention for European spots, but we are well clear in that top 4 and it looks like we're in our own little league with the top 3 there. So let's make sure we don't fall away. We've got a big game against Cologne in the league off camera to come up, but firstly we've got to beat them in the cup. We're in excellent form, Cologne not so much, and we're favourites for the game as you'd probably expect. But we are going to make a few quick changes before we get into this one. Here we go then, a few changes to the lineup. At centre half we've brought in the young wonder kid Jovanovic. We've also brought Castrati back for his first start after injury on the left wing, and Bittel's up front with Seekins dropping out. We've also got the likes of Bowles up on the bench today, another one of those young signings from January. And we've just got Jimenez back from injury on the bench as well. So there are a few positive signs, but that will mean nothing if we don't win today. So it's Maximiano in goal, Markovic and Pereira the fullbacks, Kawakita and Jovanovic centre half, Hassan and Wilhelmsen at centre midfield, Abeng, Castrati and Vera the midfield attacking 3, and Alexandra Bittel up front on his own. Is he going to do the job for us today? He's a brilliant young striker who's doing quite well for us so far. But this is a big test. The quarter-final of the Cup. Let's see what he's got in his locker. 4-3-3 for our visitors today. Lots of young regens in the attacking areas and a couple of experienced ones defensively. Anton at centre half and Serdar in the holding role. So that's Zimmerman as well. I recognise that name. Obviously not the one I thought it was, as it's a regen as well. But let's go and talk to the lads. We're going to ask them to prove a point as the assistant recommends. He's normally right and then most of the lads are motivated. So let's go through the tunnel interview and see if we can get ourselves a big win and a semi-final place in the Cup. Goal kick for the away side, out to the right-hand wing, and Abeng gets something on it and it falls for Pedro Pereira. Now a chance to surge down the right. There's not much pressure on him, and he's going to get the ball inside to Wilhelmsen. Plays a 1-2 with Vera, and they're keeping it 25-30 yards out, just looking for that right breakthrough. Castrati over on the left wing as it's switched into the box. A Beng's there, but it's volleyed away, and it falls for Pedro Pereira again. But they can't get out their own half, and we fly one back down the right. A Beng cuts inside, finds Pereira into the box, back to Wilhelmsen. So dangerous from there normally, but that one goes flying over the bar. 3 minutes gone. It was a good chance to start, and we're back as Koln are hitting one on target. I mean, it was easy to deal with, straight down Maximiano's throat, and he clears it long downfield himself. Bittle's chasing after it. It's headed away, but only as far as a Beng. Beats a man into the box, goes alone. Brilliant save to tip onto the post. What a bit of goalkeeping that was. It's cleared away, and nearly 10 minutes on the clock now. And it's still 0-0 somehow here. There's been some brilliant chances, as Jep throws it in at left back again. And there's a lot of pressure on him, but they're seeming to try and play out from the back. Eventually they do go long though. Pereira brings it down for Wilhelmsen, and back to Pereira again. Inside to Kawakita. Back to Abeng again. Inside to Vera. Lots of men up in support. Hassan's one of them. Oh, what a strike that is. 30 yards out. He's not even left-footed, is he? He's right-footed. He hit it on his left. Just randomly thought, I'll have a go. I mean, 30 yards out. It's not like it's on the bounce or anything. He has just drilled that in left-footed. A fantastic strike. And with 20 on the clock, we lead 1-0 and are on course for the semi-finals. But we've been here against Schalke in the last round, so it's certainly not the time to get complacent. Here's Pedro Pereira, finds a Beng again. We're coming down this right-hand side where so much of our threat's been so far. You'd possibly expect that. Markovic a little bit more defensive on the left. Castrati just coming back from injury, but he created something for himself there and unfortunately dragged his shot well wide. But still 1-0, and we're back with another free kick. Wilhelmsen in. A Beng heads in for 2. I thought there was going to be an offside flag, but there is no sign of it. A fantastic header from the right winger. And it's 2-0 here. Surely we're cruising now. Half time then, 2-0 to the home side. A fantastic performance from Gladbach so far. We're going to prove a point again, keep those lads motivated, and make sure we don't have a repeat of our almost throwing it away in the last round. But it doesn't look like Cologne have got as much to offer. They've not really had any attacking threat. I think we just saw that one snapshot that was straight at the keeper, and otherwise it's been complete dominance. So I'm actually confident enough now as we go past the hour mark. Good to get Castrati some football, but he struggled a bit. So the youngster Bowles will come on for him. Who else can we bring on here? And who can we rest, I guess, is the more important question. Wilhelmsen has to have a rest. He's going to be replaced by Jimenez or Nan. I think it's going to be Liu Nan. We'll drop Hassan to the deep line playmaker. Nan as a box-to-box. And Kennedy Abeng can have a rest as well. On the right-hand side, we can bring on Fernandez or we can bring on Redan. I think Fernandez is probably the man. He's going to come on as a winger. Just give us a bit of width, something we don't often have. And we'll see if we can hold out for the last 25. But before that, we've got a throw in on the right-hand side. In fact, the subs have been made already. Hassan down the line to Bittel. Playing up front on his own. Not had a breakthrough yet, but finds Fernandez holding it up well there. Back to Vera. Hassan to Pedro Pereira again. Inside to Hassan. And they're just keeping it between them. There's plenty of openings on this right, which has caused trouble all day for our opponents. Into Liunan. The substitute loses out. Oh, he's dallied in possession. We don't want to repeat of throwing it away. We can't have complacency, but to be fair, he went and run it back, only for the left winger Bowles to give it away again. The substitutes are not up to the speed of the game yet. Ex-Slager coming forward, beats too many, he's into the box, and Maximiano forced into a save. It was a pretty tame effort, but we're going to demand more now. And the lads are focused after a pretty poor start from the substitutes. We've got a yellow card for the young fullback, and now we've got a chance to deliver. And a third goal after the shaky 5 minutes would just settle the nerves. Hassan in, Liunan heads in, and the substitute does it himself. 3-0 with 20 minutes remaining, and we can now celebrate our place in the semi-final of the German Cup. Just 2 games away from a trophy in our debut season. What a year this could still be, and there are some big moments to come this season. Throw on the right-hand side for Cologne. We're coming up to 3 minutes of stoppage time now. Pedro Pereira deals with a pretty threatening ball, but it's back out to the winger again. Blocked as far as the striker. We've got 2 balls there for a minute as the mouse cursor makes havoc, but it's out to the right and into the box. Where's the marking there? Where's the fullback, Pereira? I mean, the centre-half screaming at him, Kawakita. Luis Maximiano didn't really cover himself in glory. It was straight at him and he palmed it in. We've seen a few errors from him on camera this year. But it's still a 3-1 victory. It's a good performance. It's a very good result. And more importantly, it's a place in the last 4 of the Cup. So we'll skip ahead. I'm not sure when the draw is. But we've got to play this Cologne game off camera. And we'll be back in about 10 days' time as we face Bayern Munich away from home in the league. We're back impromptu for the semi-final draw of the Cup, and something has just happened that has sent shockwaves through football here. Fortuna Düsseldorf of the second tier have knocked out Borussia Dortmund, and now us and Bayern are the two favourites to be finalists as long as we can avoid each other. If we can get a second tier side in a semi, that would be incredible. Gives Hoffenheim a chance against Bayern and then gives us potentially a winnable final. So just cross your fingers. I know it doesn't always work out that we can avoid Bayern here. Hoffenheim are out. Let it be Bayern. If not, let it be us. Do not let Fortuna Düsseldorf be the next name. It is us. So it's not the perfect tie, but it's not the worst in the world. Bayern will play a second tier side. Seems a little unfair that they're getting the easy draw. But if Fortuna Düsseldorf can pull off another shock and we can do our bit, we could be playing lower league opposition in the German Cup final. That is a potential story to come later this year. But we'll be back for the semi-final in the next episode, that is for sure. Let's skip ahead to the Bayern game as planned, and we'll see what the result is in our second game against Cologne. We've had the ultimate frustration off camera against Cologne, a 0-0 draw in our last Bundesliga game after the euphoria of beating them in the Cup. 23 shots to 3 and 5 on target to none. We weren't our best in front of goal, but surely that was enough to win the game, you would have thought. But as it was, a 0-0 draw was the final result. And that takes us into this Bayern game with a little bit of poor form on our cards. We're still in 4th place, of course. We're looking quite good. But Bayer Leverkusen drew, though they did win last week. So the gap could be just 9 points at the end of this. Though, of course, it will still just be 9 games to go. I think it's fair to say the title race is off limits now. We're 7 points behind Leipzig. We're 7 behind today's opponents, Bayern. And if they win, they make that 10. And we're 3 behind Dortmund, who have a game in hand on us. So I think it's fair to say 4th is the limit of our expectations following our good start, but it would still be a brilliant achievement. And we've still only lost 2 games all season in the Bundesliga, though Bayern away is probably our biggest threat of another defeat. So we're going to bring Jimenez back in. Now he's had an appearance off the bench. He'll come into central midfield for Hassan. And on the wing, I think we're going to keep it as it is for now. So it's pretty much the same squad. We've got 1 player off the bench, so we're going to replace him with Fernandes. And that means we're pretty much at full strength. So from our last game on camera in the Cup, we've got Stark in at centre-half. He's coming for Jovanovic. We've got Jimenez back in central midfield for Hassan. We've got Seekins in up front with Castrati dropping to the bench. And we've also got Bittel back over to the left wing, of course, as part of that change. So in we go to the game. A few more bigger names on the bench too. Let's see if we can hold on for at least a point at Bayern. 4-2-3-1 for a full regen Bayern Munich with the exception of Vinicius Jr., Joshua Kimmich and the goalkeeper Nubel. They have got a fantastic side there. What a team they are. We're going to say prove a point again. Seems like our assistant has taken that as his favourite tunnel interview. Tunnel interview? Team talk I meant there. Let's go on to the match instructions. We're just going to drop to a balanced mentality. We'll now head to the actual tunnel interview. And we're just going to pick the second option and head into the first half here. It's going to be a very difficult game. We've got to change these back as we were having a look at the Cologne match stats. But the latest scores in the Bundesliga, just our game playing, the late kick-off on TV. And as it stands, we're holding them after 15 and on course to stay in 4th place comfortably. Corner kick for the home side. Vinicius Jr. to take it. 20 on the clock, headed in by Fofana. Oh, that did not take much, did it? 20 gone, Bayern Munich 1, Borussia Monchengladbach 0. And I'm afraid this is going to be our 3rd defeat of the season. There is no chance we're coming back from this start. Free kick to the home side again. In from the left-hand side. Markovic heads away and Jimenez flicks on. Vinicius Jr. beats the Borussia Gladbach players to it though. And it's out to the right to the goal scorer Fofana. Got plenty of time on that wing. Tries to cross. Blocked but only as far as Vinicius. Beats one. Delivers to Silva. Heads over the bar. No real pressure on him though. And that's got to be a worrying sign for the defence. 10 minutes to the break. It's still just 1. But we have been thoroughly outplayed so far. There is the half-time whistle then. A couple of shots on target which we didn't get to see. But otherwise, all Bayern Munich. They open up a 10-point lead over us. They go in charge of the title race and we drop very much to 4th place and 4th place only. 9 points off Leverkusen. You'd hope we can hold on. But of course, as we mentioned at the start of this episode, a horrible run-in to come. As Bayern make it 2, the left-back hits it straight down the middle. And the goalkeeper just stood there. I mean, he does not like playing Bayern Munich, does he? It's a bit camera shy. It's gone straight at him. He's now anxious and let one straight down the middle. Nicholas Stark is booked, and at an old age, we don't want that against young strikers. And with an hour gone, we're pretty much thinking a damage limitation now. What can we do to save players' legs? What can we do to protect us against a third or a fourth? As Vera picks up our first attack on camera on the left. Into the box. Oh! We haven't created anything ourselves, but we nearly got a favour from Bayern. The left back hit it at some force and it went straight to his keeper, thankfully for him. Luis Maximiano clears the cross and now he's got a chance to get it long downfield. He does just that towards Seekins, who holds it up well. He's got 4 running off him. Goes back to Stark, the centre-half, into Phil Helmsen. Got 2 over on the left. One of them's Bittel. Chance to take on the fullback. Bittel delivers. There's 3 out there. Abeng's one of them. Back to Vera. So much time and puts it in the corner. Nubel got a hand to it, but not strong enough. Kennedy Abeng with the assist, and Vera gets us back into the game. 2-1 with 25 to go. Can we get an equaliser here for Gladbach? Throw on the right for Bayern. Kimmich to take it. To Fofana, the centre-half, gives it away to Bittel. It's a 2-on-2. Bittel's in against the defender. Goes alone. Oh, it's greedy. Seekins to Abeng, no. And that is in for 2-2. What a 5 minutes that is. Kennedy Abeng into the open net. Seekins got lucky, but it is 2-2 here. And what a comeback this has been. We're going to make some changes, of course. Milian Jimenez is on a yellow card in the middle, not having the best game. So Hassan will come on for him. Bittel on the left, got lucky there, hasn't had the best game either. Castrati on for him. And Stark at centre-half, replaced by Jovanovic, the Bayern Munich wonder kid who we signed in January. 15 to go, the changes haven't been made and Bayern are on the front foot. You know my superstitions, I'm almost certain this will be 3-2 at the end of the highlight. Fofana goes all the way back to his keeper Nubel. Probably could have done a bit better with the first goal, but the second he had no chance. But that kick wasn't great and he's given it to Abeng. He's got time to think about it. And he couldn't make use of it. He got one-on-one. He just had so much time to ponder. Where is he going to put it? And he put it wide of the post. He dragged it. And that is a golden opportunity wasted. What a second half performance this has been. Fofana with the ball 30 yards out though. We could still throw it away. Let's not get too excited. Bonte back to the goalkeeper. Nubel's clearance last time was atrocious. And we've got to hope for the same again. Plays the safe option this time. To his centre-half. Here's Fofana. Now Tapiero in the middle. 2 out on the right. One's Vinicius. Chance to take on the fullback. We've doubled up. Castrati defending. Can't get anything on it though. Vinicius in. Goes across goal. Bayer brings it down. Pedro Pereira doesn't get there. But eventually it goes wider than near post. And it remains 2-2 with 10 minutes left. What a fantastic comeback it's been. And if we could get the point, that would be incredible. We've got 5 left on the clock. If we can survive the next attack or 2, we'll think about time wasting. Here's Vinicius on the right again though. Bayern all on front foot in the last 10. They've gone further attacking. Oh, it's nearly an own goal. Jovanovic slid in to block the cross. It hit his shin, just sort of diverted towards the goal. But thankfully straight into the arms of the keeper, who throws it out to Pedro Pereira and now Kawakita. Here's Phil Helmsen. Out to Pereira, into Vera, who scored that first goal here. Here's Abeng, charging at the defence. Into the box. Oh, it's a great save. Nubel tips it wide for Bayern Munich. That could have been 3-2. This has been incredible second half. Bayern have just thrown it away. Abeng with the corner. It's an in-swinger. There's 4 or 5 in the box for us. And if one can get on the end, we could nick this. Headed away by Kike as far as Bayer. And now he's got a chance to counter. It is end-to-end football between 2 brilliant sides here. Gladbach defending well. Wilhelmsen gets there. And Maximiano clears away to Abeng. And again, we're on a counter. Castrati in a 2-on-2. 3 running off him now on the right. Pedro Pereira, the fullback's one of them. Beats his fullback and has a chance to cross. Abeng's inside him and it deflects off him for a goal kick. I've no idea why we saw that last bit. And we're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. So we'll just see out this highlight and then we'll make changes as Maximiano clears down the left. Vinicius wins it. Barrion brings it down. Into Vidal. This could be sickening. He's into the box and drags it wide. And as we move into stoppage time, we're going to start time wasting. I don't often do this when we're level, but a Champions League place is so important for our future that if we can make sure we get a point in this one, stay 10 clear of Bayer Leverkusen, I really feel like it would be a confidence and morale booster. The 4 minutes of stoppage time are up. We have come back from 2-0 down to draw 2-2 at Bayern. And Gladbach have produced a brilliant comeback performance there. Brilliant effort from the lads. We're delighted with them. Let's go and see what the media say. So after Leverkusen are held today, we restore a 10-point gap with just 9 games to go. They drew the bottom side Freiburg as well, so I think our result perhaps slightly better. Bayern Munich Labour to draw weren't at their best by any means. Kennedy Abeng, brilliant the youngster. Not quite as good as his best season, but still been a very good one. 7 goals, 10 assists in 25 starts. Contributed in the cup run as well. And he's getting better personality-wise at a young age. We'll deal with a press conference off camera as we're now 9 unbeaten, but that's 3 draws in a row in the league, so we've got to watch out for that as we come into pretty horrendous running. We've already said when we'll be back next time. It will be the away game against Hoffenheim, and then we'll probably show the next game, the Bundesliga one against Dortmund too. Of course, it will depend on our youth intake, how much we have to focus on that, and what else we've got in terms of excitement off the pitch. But that's the plan for now, so I hope you'll come and join me for that. If you're looking forward to it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the comeback performance and the reassuring one in the cup as well. And will we make the final? We'll find out in 2 days, but what do you think? Subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content from both of my long-term stories. Dorking Wanderers will be back tomorrow. We've got our end of season review ahead of starting our 3rd Premier League year. And we'll have our transfer special from that one on Friday, of course. We'll be back on Thursday with a semi-final in this one. We'll have our next episode of the Stadium Review series on Sunday, and our Cricket 19 career returns tomorrow as well. Our first overseas test batting innings, a big moment in the series as well. Thank you to everyone that joined earlier on today for the live stream as well. The full replay is in the eye above, and that stream series will continue every Tuesday at 10 AM. So if you're available, please do pop along, come and hang out. It is plenty of fun, and we can get to know each other a bit better as well. But a big thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series, the channel in general and the podcast channel as well. I do appreciate it all very greatly, and I hope to see you next time for a massive episode here as we look to make our way into the German Cup final and wrap up Champions League qualification for next season.